Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Tales from a Witch's Hearthfire. Today I'm in Pennsylvania, in the home of my teacher, and this is the original Hearthfire. This is where I learned some of my craft. Today I'll be talking to you about my 5 favorite witchy tools that I like to use for divination. First I have the Pendulum. This is one of the first tools that I learned to use and used for divination. The pendulum can be used in many ways, and one of the ways that I predominantly use it is for yes/no answers. I also like to use the pendulum if I have lost something and I'm trying to find it. Next up we have a simple teacup for the art of Tasseomancy or tea leaf reading. This is also a really fun one to use because you can interpret the symbols left by the tea leaves. Now when you use Tasseomancy as a divination tool, you can make it as simple or as difficult as you want to when you're interpreting the answers that you need. Tasseomancy was very popular in tea houses in the 60s and 70s. Next up we have the spirit runes. These are not traditional runes. These actually come from one of our beloved elders, Tasseomancy, and he actually defined the set of runes. And here we have the spirit runes and a short demonstration of how these are used. When the spirit runes fall onto your reading mat, you're going to remove the ones that have fallen face down. All of the spirit runes, as you can see, have an inscription on them that was handcrafted. This is another example of a divination tool that's not incredibly expensive to make yourself. The instructions are available in Tasseomancy's book, and as you can see, the runes have been inscribed according to these instructions in the Sacred Pentagraph book, book 5, the Cornucopia. Next up we have the tarot cards, one of the divination tools that is most popular in witchcraft and other forms of divination. I really like the tarot cards as well because they're portable, but also because the tarot cards can give you really complex information about the current situation or issue that you're dealing with. It will give you information on how to navigate the issue, and it will also give you information on things that you can do in the future in order to change the outcome. Next up, probably one of my most favorite tools is actually the crystal ball. The crystal ball is used for scrying and for divination. Another tool that you can use for scrying as well is actually a obsidian mirror. If you don't have any of these tools, another really easy way to accomplish this form of clairvoyance is to darken a pool of water, like in a cauldron. You could add a little bit of black ink to the water, but because the cauldron is black, that's good enough. As long as it's a smooth, reflective surface, you can accomplish any form of scrying in that surface. Now, the crystal ball, or these forms of divination, however, in my opinion, does need to have some form of clairvoyance in the reader. I would say if you are looking into finding a new divination tool and seeing what's your favorite divination tool, that you should try as many as you can get your hands on. But remember, divination tools needn't be incredibly expensive. You can go from tying a ring or an acrylic bead to a string for your pendulum to just dyeing a little bit of water when you're crystal gazing. But my advice would be try as many as you can and read as many books on the topic as you can. Experiment, and that's how you'll find what your favorite divination tool is. Another thing that I would highly recommend is to look at what the divination tools will provide you, what kind of information they'll provide you with, because generally divination tools tend to be a little bit more specific in terms of the kind of information that they are able to give you. I'd love to hear what your favorite divination tool is and why you like it specifically, and also what kind of information you generally get from your divination tools. Like and subscribe, and also if you'd like to comment on what kind of content you'd like to cover, let me know. Blessed be.